Turner Clayco joint venture.
And to be honest, I can't tell if we have anyone from Clayco on. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, I'll leave it up to you guys right now.
I don't believe anybody is on. I'm in Champaign today with the Clayco group. So I know Steve is in the same room as me, but he's having some technical difficulties joining at the moment.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll just get
where the best place.
We'll go ahead and just get started. And then Chris, if they join at the end, we can introduce the team.
Got it.
Okay, so we wanted to kick it off for the project. There's 3 projects within this program for the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Each project has the following MAFBE goals, and we've listed on this slide what our awards are to date. Chris will go into a little bit more detail later about each of the specific projects, but we just wanted to give you guys an overview of what the goals are for each project. The MFA-BE goals are 30% for each project. We have achieved over our goals in 2 of the sections for all 3 projects for professional services, and then in architectural and engineering, and then environmental, geotech, and surveying for each of the 3 projects. But overall, the goal is 30%. And it's a combined.
Real quick on that slide, the first 2 items are contracts that are held by the developer, and then the 4 below that for construction, joint venture awards, and any direct work and operations. It says no awards to date. We have requirements for our staff as part of our joint venture. We've brought on 2 other MAFB firms to help with the management of the project. It just says no awards to date, which is no subcontracts yet have been let out on any of the 3 jobs. There's a couple packages out for bid on the E15 parking garage, but for overall, we have not awarded anything formally yet. That's why it says no awards to date. But they are requirements. They're not goals. There are liquidated damages that we would have to be responsible for if we don't meet those goals. So we are requiring that all of the trade packages meet those requirements. And obviously, if we miss the requirements in one package, we have to make sure to double down on other ones. So it'll be kind of a puzzle piece to put together for our 30% requirement of MAFB, and there's also a 3% veteran-owned goal across the board on all 3 projects.
So throughout our programming in regards to contractor and community outreach, the Turner Clayco JV team, our goals are to build a greater connection between the university system and the surrounding communities, working with building trades to help promote careers in the construction industry, and to help prepare individuals for various apprenticeship programs, and provide technical assistance and support to diverse businesses interested in getting connected to opportunities on the upcoming projects. So there are 2 additional outreach meetings to promote the upcoming projects, one in November, and then one in, I believe that's supposed to be January of next year. Correct, Zola?
Yes. Could be January of next year. Yes.
January of next year. So if you're interested in those, register through Zola's platform for the upcoming projects, and then be sure to get more information on that. So with that, I will hand it over to Chris to talk a little bit more about, or this is my slide. I guess, sorry, this is my slide before we go into the projects. So our supplier diversity and procurement process. So our supplier diversity project goals are to set up to promote, increase, and improve the participation of businesses historically underutilized and disparately excluded in contracting opportunities. These include businesses and enterprises owned by minorities, women, and persons with disabilities, and then also veterans are included on this project as well. We will have we have created an outward-facing website for companies to learn about the projects and to schedule one-on-one meetings. And the website is here. I'm not going to read that out loud, but Zola will send out these slides afterwards, so you will all have access to this website and this information for future projects.
And then additionally, also the recording of this meeting and our prior meeting is also hosted on the website. So all of our outreach efforts, all the communication you can find on the website.
And now, with that, I will hand it over to Chris to talk about the projects.
Awesome. So there's 3 projects coming up on campus. The Turner Clayco joint venture team is actually completing one project on campus for the Urbana basketball facility. That job is due to wrap up this fall ahead of the school year. And then a lot of that same team is moving over into these 3 pursuits. It is worth noting that right now, if you've ever worked with or for the Turner Clayco joint venture on campus, those arrangements have typically been construction management relationships where the university holds the contracts and we are acting as an advisor to the university. In this case, the contract, Turner Clayco joint venture will hold a general contract and position on the job. So we will be holding the subcontracts. A lot of the interaction day to day on site won't be much different than it has been when we are not holding the prime contracts. But it is worth noting the contracts will be written up a little bit differently. There's different liquidated damages and incentives on the job, but the intent is that Turner and Clayco are holding the contracts. Our owner is actually not the university; it's a developer. It's a private developer relationship out of Chicago named Vermillion Campbell. That's also a joint venture between Vermillion Development and Campbell Coyle. So it's a developer-led project. They have hired Turner Clayco to build the jobs, and then there's a leaseback relationship between the university and the developer. It's a little bit different than the work that's been happening on campus. I just felt the need to describe that a little bit more. It's not going to be a typical lump sum public bid, rip and read, all in the open. It's going to be more of a different procedure when we're bidding out and who we go out to, and us formulating a guaranteed maximum price with the developer. That being said, are there any questions, I guess, in general about the contractual relationship between Turner Clayco and the developer? All right. But in general, there's 3 jobs coming up. There's a parking garage, and it's all on one street. Those of you familiar with the Champaign Urbana area, it's all on one street, 4th Street, and it goes from north to south. There's going to be a parking garage north is actually the 4th and Gregory will be the Skill Business School. And then a little bit farther south, across from the football stadium at 4th and Pennsylvania, there's a parking garage. And then a little bit farther south at 4th and St. Mary's, there's going to be a systems administration building or a system headquarters building, which will house the president of the University of Illinois system, which includes Springfield, Chicago, and Champaign. So a little bit descriptions of those jobs. I don't know if there's slides for each one, but in general, these renderings here, there's a parking garage at the upper left of this slide. The business school is at the upper right, and then the system headquarters building is shown at the lower right. Go to the next slide. I think so here's a little bit on each job. So the E15 parking garage, it's in existing lot E15. It'll be a 4-story parking garage, precast concrete. That is due to break ground in November of this year. Mid-November is when it starts. That will be done by end of summer 2023. And there's a couple bids that are already completed for the most part. Precast concrete has already been bid out, and there's a pending award recommendation made to the developer. And then there's 3 other contracts that have been bid out recently. We're making awards, award recommendations this week, and that's for aggregate piers for soil stabilization. That's a design build contract. For curtain wall and glass entrances due to lead times of material, and elevators also due to lead times. So those 4 packages between the precast, piers, curtain wall, and elevators have kind of been completed for the garage, but they'll be the same packages available on the skill building and systems coming up. Earthwork and site utilities, and maybe metal panels based on some lead time information we're just digesting, will be bid out in late August when we get the next set of drawings. And the balance of trades will bid out in early September after we're supposed to get final bid drawings August 29th. So first part of September, right around Labor Day, the balance of trades will bid for the parking garage. And the parking garage, just to put it in perspective, is around a $17 million project overall. Any questions on the parking garage? I see one hand raised.
Yeah, this is Karen Lang, Hinsdale Lighting. Question about the bids that are already in and out. Are those, do you know if those have already met your 30%? Or do you believe they'll be underneath your 30% requirement?
It's looking like some of them might be under just based on the availability of some of the MAFB that's available in those trades. We're working through some exemptions with the developer and the university for trades such as the precast that it's just difficult to get those requirements, but we're also exploring opportunities for just supply chain opportunities and trucking and fuel for some of those trades to meet those requirements.
So just two follow-ups. One is, if I wanted to bid on the lighting package, how do I get a hold of the specifications and the time frame?
As long as you're part of this list that came out from the outreach, we can add you to the bid list for the next packages going out. And then Kelsey and her team in procurement can work through pre-qualifications just to vet through financials to get you added to the list. Kelsey, is there anything else to add on that front?
No, Karen, I think we've met before, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you'd be a second tier sub, right? Typically to the electricians.
Higher.
So what we can do is twofold. These packages aren't out on the street yet, so we haven't sent them out to anyone on Building Connected. But we can put you on the bid list in Building Connected and also let you know what electricians are intending to bid the job, so you can also bid directly to them.
Okay. And then just one more follow-up to, there was some talk previously on an earlier call regarding storage and storage facilities for smaller contractors who may not be able to store and then meet the need of having everything delivered at once because of the size of our facilities. Has there been any progress made on local storage for supplies and materials?
There hasn't been any further development other than at the moment, it will be the responsibility of the awarded electrician to store the fixtures until they're brought out to the site in a, just in time delivery means.
Okay.
But it just based on at least the parking garage, it's also a wide open facility depending on how weather tight it needs to be for storage. There will be opportunities to store some of the material on site. That being said, there's also opportunities to bill for stored material. So if a contractor bills it at their warehouse or at their shop, as long as they can provide bill of sale, insurance, and some photos of the material, more likely than not, they will be able to bill in advance for the stored material.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that was for the garage. And then the next two buildings are going to be going at the same time, breaking ground in May of next year. So the first one is the Skill Building, South Campus Center for Interdisciplinary Learning. That is around a $70 million building, 4 stories, 100,000 square feet. The architect is LMN out of Seattle. The local architect is Booth Hansen out of Chicago. Nothing has been bid out for this project yet. We've been working through schematic budgets and some value engineering. The trades that are really going to go out for bid first will be in January or February of next year. Some of the structural trades, civil trades, and long lead like elevator, maybe curtain wall, we're not sure yet. And then the contract, or the 90% contract construction drawings are going to be coming out in March. So between March and April is when The critical trades will be awarded first, and the balance of trades will wrap up in May, June, but we'll probably have some element of that bidding in March and April, just so we can submit our guaranteed maximum price. So think of this job as and this is the same timeline as for the systems building that we'll talk about next, but that's all a early next year bid and award. And then this next one is for the system headquarters. Same time frame to start, but it's a little bit shorter schedule. So skill is about a 19-month schedule in the field. System headquarters is 15. This is 3 stories, 60,000 square feet, so a little bit smaller building than skill. The architect is out of Chicago, Perkins and Well. Like I said, this is going to house administrative offices that support the campuses between Springfield, Champaign, and Chicago. And same timeframes for those bidding opportunities in early next year to support the start in May of next year.
Are there any, yeah, I was gonna say, are there any questions on the timeline for the 3 projects?
So really, if we were to simplify the timeline, the garage will bid out in August of this year, August, September, and then the other 2 will primarily be at the beginning of next year. So unless you're a precaster or elevator curtain wall, which, you know, we've kind of been down the road on garage, you're still ahead of the curve on bidding opportunities for the other packages.
Great. Karen, do you still have your hand up, or was that from before? Okay. As Chris alluded to before, for the pre-qualification process, if you're interested in being a first-tier subcontractor, you can fill out a pre-qual if you haven't already by going to turnerconstruction.com, and then on the top, the upper banner of the page in light gray, there's a small button that says becoming a subcontractor. You can click on that and go through the pre-qual process. If you do not have Internet Explorer right now, please send me or Zola an email, and we'll send you a paper pre-qual to update. We're currently going through and updating our pre-qual system and switching over to a different server, and our current pre-qual system requires Internet Explorer, which, as most of us know, does not exist as of June of this year. So if you have any questions or need help with your pre-qual, do not hesitate to reach out to myself or Zola, and we'll get you in touch with someone within my department to be able to help you get your pre-qual updated. Again, Zola will send out this slide deck with my email and my phone numbers, as well as her email and her phone number. And then also, if you want to scan this QR code, this is Zola's business card, so you can download it to your phone. And then with that, I'll open it up for any questions. Dale, it looks like you have a question. I see your hand up.
Yeah, that's me. How is everyone?
Good.
Great, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is my first time getting involved, so this kind of more of an announcement and just kind of let you know who I am. My name is Dale Morrison, and I am the Assistant Director with the Office of Procurement Diversity. I'm with the University of Illinois system. And so although this is a P3 project, you should know that the university is very much involved and cares about the diversity as it relates to this project. And I know we talked about the goals earlier that we have. So we are and will be working with the developer and obviously with Turner Clayco and making sure that these diversity goals are met in every aspect of the project. And we'll be working to help with the outreach and the reporting as well. So just know that the university, even though
Hey, Carrie, this is Steve.
again,
Just
Sorry, go ahead,
yes.
Dale.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard somebody speaking. I'm sorry. So just from a university standpoint, many of you may be familiar with the university system and the way we do business through capital programs. Of course, the P3 project is a different vehicle for procurement, and it's different from our regular capital programs or CDB. As you know, all of the bids and everything are being facilitated through the developer and Turner Clayco. So just to let you know, we'll be involved. We'll be working more with you all. And I just talked to Pam. And so we'll be having some meetings next week as well. So just wanted to put my face on here and let you know that we're involved in any outreach or any questions that we may be able to help you with. We're involved as well.
Thank you so much, Dale. I really appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah,
So-
thank you.
No, that's
Thank you,
great.
Dale. That was great.
We'll get the,
Brian, I believe you're next.
Yes, my plan from one scope and veteran goals on these 3 projects.
Sorry, could you say that again, Brian? You cut out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, what are the veteran goals on these 3 projects?
I believe it's 2%, right, Chris?
3% across the board on all 3 jobs for veteran.
Thank you.
Jesse?
Yes, hello. Thanks for having me. Just a quick question. In terms of professional services, is on-site medical, is that something that you're looking to procure for these projects, either like individually or as a group?
I don't believe that's in the plan currently to have any on-site medical staff, but if you send your information along, we can forward it on to the developer in case that becomes of interest to their group.
Excellent. Appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
Wheeler?
Hi, Wheeler Coleman from EC United. I was just curious when technology is going to come into play with this effort, your network, your Wi-Fi, your voice, or even equipment to populate the building. Is that part of this effort or not?
Does that include all of the audio visual?
Audio, visual, yes.
So part of that work is procured by the university or developer, and we would just be providing the raceways for all of those systems. Some of that is still being worked through. We're holding some above the line, some below the line. But if that's a service that you provide, we could certainly help pass that information along to the folks that'll be procuring that if it's not, in fact, our team.
I see. And then the design, is that effort is underway now, or was that part of the early architectural bit?
I believe the audio visual has already started in some capacity to be designed, but I would have to confirm that. We've held some allowances thus far that we've been given from the developer, and I'm not sure if that's something that they were receiving from somebody doing the design or if it was dictated by a different RFP.
Thank you.
Tyler?
Hello. I'm curious, how do we go about finding what specific, I guess, contracts or what it is that you guys are specifically looking for to see if we fall under those categories? I guess for myself, we're in physical security, so securing the site. So naturally I'm interested in that, but is there like a list, I guess, for all of it just to verify or validate or to see?
Currently, we're in the process of separating out the bid packages. So for example, in the garage, there's 26 bid packages that we're separating out to also maximize the MAFB participation that will be out there, to separate out into some smaller bid packages. We don't yet have one that we've published for the general requirements, which is kind of where the site security would fall. And I'm assuming you mean temporary security, whether it's manned guards or cameras, alarms. We don't necessarily have published
Michael, real
bid
quick,
packages for that, but it is something
Colin, can you
that
spin the
we will
latest
be having to
sheet?
purchase in
And can
some
we add
capacity. So
something
if you
that
have
shows
that
incorporated into
service
your plan? Is
available,
that possible?
let us know. And then
So that
even
they
if
can
it's
just
not
check which items are
part of the
incorporated? That might be
bid
helpful.
package awards, we might still be buying some of those services.
Okay, that works. I scheduled a meeting. I just wasn't sure if there was a way to view it prior, but that works then. Thank you.
For example, right now, the plan is not to have manned security on site, but we will probably have to buy some sort of alarms or security for the site. And whether or not that's through an electrician or through Turner Clayco Direct, we're still trying to figure that out.
Enjoy your vacation, Michael.
Understood. Thank you.
Julie?
Hi, quick question, Julie Piszczek from Monteceros. We're actually a WBE, women-owned, that's me, general contractor. And I'm curious how to kind of get engaged because we don't really fit into the subcontracting community space, but we'd love to help or participate. This might not be the right forum for it.
What's the name of your company?
Monteceros Corporation, for a WBE general contractor and construction manager.
Okay. One thing that might be a possibility is if we have any sort of a general trades package, we have some names on our list of folks in the area that I believe are general contractors, and we can kind of group things together that they would be interested in providing. I don't know if you do any self-perform or have the ability to hold kind of smaller contracts that could work in some capacity. So if you've had that set up before, or if that's something that you're interested in, please let Kelsey and Zola know, and we can see if there's a way to kind of structure some of the packages to help out firms such as yours.
And I'd also add on to that, Julie, try and schedule a one-on-one with Zola, just so we can get some more information, because while maybe on this project, we don't have a capacity for like the professional side with like engineering support and stuff. That doesn't mean we can't have something in the future. So if you want to schedule one-on-one with Zola, she can get some more information and put you in touch with other people so we can potentially look at partnering on future projects.
Okay, sounds good. I'll reach out.
Great.
Thanks.
Omar?
Hey, how we doing? I'm Omar from MS Sebastian Painting. I just had a question regarding what's the next step or another way to reach out with Turner regarding, projects up to bid. We already are bidding for Turner, and, regarding contacting you guys, I never got a response back. Regarding, I think we actually met in past outreaches. So, it's kind of discouraging regarding, contacting you guys. What's another step, to get to meet, more of like Turner's team members?
Have you, Omar, I believe we probably met over at Advocate. Have you scheduled a one-on-one with Zola yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I never got a response back.
Okay, we can definitely circle back about getting a meeting set up, and then also our bid list doesn't typically the projects we bid in general don't really change much between each quarter is probably when a new project at the earliest we would have something new coming up. And we've been including you guys on the bid list. And then our SPD department has bids going out constantly, and so that might be a good opportunity as well. So if you want to send another note to Zola and myself, we'll make sure we get you in touch with our SPD manager as well, and talk about other upcoming opportunities.
All right. No, that's fine. I'm just looking for a way to be given an opportunity to show, our service, possibly become trade partners, not even as subcontractor. We've been in the business for a while. We've been bidding for Turner for like, a couple of years now. So, we're just trying to get in there, hopefully have some luck with that.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that for right now, the best way to get involved is to just reach out and get another one-on-one set up with Zola, and then we can get you in touch with our SPD department.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Tyler, did you have another question, or did you just leave your hand up on accident?
I apologize. I didn't take that off.
Nope, that's okay. I just didn't know if I missed it. Are there any other questions?
Hey, Kelsey, my hand's not showing up. This is Jada with Escarpita.
Hey, Jada.
Hey, just real quick on the pre-qual. If we've already done a pre-qual with you guys, are we all set, or is there going to be a specific one just for this project?
No, you'll be good. We're using Turner's prequal system for the project.
All right, awesome.
Yep. Antonio?
Yes, my name is Antonio. I'm with Alan Presswood Concrete Construction out of Chicago, and my question is, I didn't hear anything. I know it's a precast structure on the one building, but does the precast get a topping slab on it at all?
And then we can
There's a
catch up.
pre-topped slab on the precast that the precaster will install in there.
So
Part of the precast is being poured in St. Louis, some of it's being poured in Indianapolis.
the
That's
hottest thing
pre-topped
we're
for the
trying
tees,
to-
but
three
there
projects
are
going
cast in
well.
place pourbacks that get poured along they call it a stitch wall in the middle and
Cost
at
for
some of the
all
areas,
three is up
along
little
with a
bit.
site
I think
concrete
we're
package
at
for curbs,
42
sidewalks,
for the
paver
systems
subbase. So
buildings
there is an
that
opportunity
are
for cast in place concrete still on the garage, it's just not a topping slab on the precast. And
So-
foundation work as well.
that are
Okay, and is that coming up to bid soon?
so
That will be part of
um,
that will be part of the bid that goes out to bid after we receive the drawings on August 29th.
Okay, okay, and can you? I mean, this is our first time like bidding with you guys as well, and if we could get some drawings or some on that, then that would be great.
Think that.
Yes, what, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name of your company.
So
Alan
I'll
Presswood,
make those corrections.
ALLN.
So that's a positive. And then the
WOOD.
last one is the garage. That one is.
Got it. I will look for your information on the outreach list and,
Showing 16 before.
you know,
so,
for any of you who are just interested in seeing the drawings, we can try to set up some sort of a SharePoint or something just to show you some of the design development drawings, just so you can get a heads up
The
on,
garage.
if it's something you're interested
Will
in.
be
Could we potentially post those to the website?
start in November.
Yes, I will ask about
in the
how we do
So
that.
that's a good thing for getting stuff in.
Just so it's all there, right? That's all.
The other two projects,
Great. Omar, is your hand still up from before? Oh, okay, great. No problem.
I just have to get approval from a few folks before we start posting drawings, because I know the board has not released all of the design for all of the buildings. Same thing with like sharing
that's what we
renderings. It's kind of just, we don't want to overstep our bounds and release
the
information
hottest
that
thing for
isn't
us
yet finalized. So
the
as we work
getting
through our own
our
budgeting
LOI
in-house,
signed.
it's kind of like the information
We
is
were
safe
going
with
back
us,
and
but as soon as
forth.
things go out to
We
bid, then it
have,
starts going out to the
marked
street,
up
and I
the
don't want to
LOI.
violate any of our,
Carmen and
not necessarily
Connor
non-disclosure, but
from
just jumping the
Turner
gun
have been
on what the
working on it, and
design's
they
gonna look like.
are,
Absolutely. And worst case, Alan, to your question, they will be on Building Connected when we release them onto the street to bid.
Okay, thank you.
If no one else has any questions, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing your bids come in as the packages are released.
Thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your day to join us. Appreciate it.
Thank you all.